Hey, this is Colin Wilson. I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon, and now I live out in sunny Colorado.
Colin, what is your athletic experience, indoor and outdoor experience?
Well, my family's a very outdoor family. They were raised in Texas and took their honeymoon actually in a VW bus cruising up through the West, fly fishing and camping and backpacking through their way. And then once they landed in Oregon, where I was born, they just wanted to stay. My dad made bamboo rods and tied his own flies, and my mom swears that she was the person who invented the baby backpack by taking the aluminum frame lawn chairs, sawing them up, duct taping them up there, and then that's how I spent my formidable years of my life, was bouncing around in my mom's backpack. So from then on, that's grown into a love of fishing and hunting, and then in my later teens and early 20s, I got into the rock climbing and kayaking, and mountain biking around Oregon is great, but it's definitely a seasonal adventure. In the last couple of years, I've really tried out skydiving, bungee jumping, and actually have a pretty crazy bungee jumping experience. My very first time, it was in the highest one actually in North America is in Cougar, Washington. That's where we went. I did 2 jumps, and the first one, face first, great, arms out, Superman, loving it. And then the second one, I'd been joking around with the guys a little bit and bonding with the guys who were running the thing. And I said, hey, let me see some adrenaline. Show me something to really get me going. And they said, great, great. This is called the reverse suicide pencil. You got to jump straight out and come down like that, so you're very rigid. I said, great, great. So there I am holding on to the bar, the guy's holding on to the rope, and he counts down, he goes 3, 2, 1. As soon as I let go and come back like that, he starts grabbing for the rope and going, no, wait, no, hold on, it's not, acting like the rope was not tied up there. And I just went from a pencil to brown paper bag in the wind, and then as I bounce back up, I hear this, hey, how's that for adrenaline, Colin? It's like, thumbs up, great. So it's always been in my blood.
Okay, have you ever taken or given guided tours, and if so, explain.
Yeah, I spent 2 years of my life guiding people all over the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean on anywhere from 5 to 15 to 20-day tours generally. So I would meet the group at the airport, my bus would come up there, and then I would grab my microphone, and I'd be the only person they knew for the next 2 weeks, in charge of meals, guides, everything. First aid, unfortunately, but we went all over Bryce Canyon, Zion, raft down the Colorado, up in Vancouver, Banff, down into Puerto Rico, swimming. So it's been wonderful, and you got to think on your feet. And I still get emails, at least once or twice a month from group leaders and from people from these tours wanting me to come visit them in whatever state they're in, and just want to stay in contact because we really bond in those experiences, and they're seeing it through my eyes. No matter how many times I've seen the Grand Canyon or Bryce presented in front of me, they're going to think that I've seen it for the first time. So I'm so excited to show people something.
What did you think about the show link that was sent?
I thought it was gorgeous. It was a perfect mix, especially at the beginning of the intro shots cutting through, and the music just really matched up perfectly. Got excited as it crescendoed up into the drum beat, and then the host is riding his bike and Tuck's out there holding up a fish, and that's something that catches your attention right off the bat. Sitting on your couch or looking on your laptop, you want to be part of that experience, and I think it was a great blend of the excitement, the activity, talking about the culture, what's going on in the area, and then always finish with a great regional meal of crab and corn. You can go wrong with that.
Okay. How do you see a host of a show like this to be? What would you want in a host?
What I would want in a host is someone who, I don't want to necessarily look at 2 experts bunny hopping up a rock wall and sit there and think, hey, this is something I thought about doing, and this guy looks interesting with this guy, but he's not going to go with me because I'm maybe not the best. You need to have some experience and be qualified in these things, but I want to show people that everybody should get out there and experience these kind of things, that we don't have to sit back in life and let everything pass us by. There are people out there like Tuck that'll be more than happy to show you their area. And me as an anti-host coming up there, I'm there to bring the audience to Tuck. I'm there to take them out of their living room and into the experience of being on that boat, reeling in those fish.
Okay. What do you think your mission is in getting involved with this project?
Mission is to help really, the guide's there to show their local area, and they're going to show their expertise, but just to get the guide talking about what's going on in the local area, what's going on in the region, why we're using certain things we're using, and why we're not doing certain techniques that other people may have thought of. Just getting engaged in dialogue and bring some humor into is what I like to do. Some of my favorite shows, Andrew Zimmern or Anthony Bourdain, where you have that little bit of humor in there, so it's not your your standard Saturday morning fishing show that can be kind of dry, just talking about lures, but let's engage people. Let's get some humor going.
Okay, and what do your friends say about you?
My friends say I should be on TV. They always have. That's what I do. I'm a personable person. I like to laugh, and if people aren't laughing, then I'm going to try and find a way to make them laugh and get out there. And I've always been a person who is traveling, just trying to find a new experience. And people are always saying, "How do you travel so much?" And I just find ways to do it, whether it's a job that allows me to travel, or the freedom to have a job that might be an office job, but it frees me up to do it. So I'm always on the move.
Okay, and how do you think you would do on Survivor?
I don't know, I've been asked this before, I've thought about this before. I think I would do well in the challenges, not well in the not eating part of it. I think I would probably be booted off in a few weeks. I would be seen as a threat because I don't have the skills to do the, behind the bush backstabbing. Here we go, let's go get John. I don't think I can do that.
Okay. Do you have any video or film production experience, the behind the scenes kind of experience, and, if you'd be willing to help carry production equipment, that kind of stuff?
Right, nothing behind the scenes. Most of my time has been in front of the camera, doing a lot of prints and a lot of shoots. And there's an instance last year where we were doing a shoot on the Deschutes River for a nationwide ad campaign on fly fishing, and I told them, look, it gets really hot out here on the Deschutes. We had to walk 2 miles in. We had 12 people in production and myself as the fly fisherman, and they did not play in the water well enough. And so I ended up hauling back camera gear. I got other people's backpacks, and we just had people just deflated with no water at the end. So always willing to help. I mean, we're a team out there together. The host, the grip, production, everybody's out there working together to make a show.
Okay. And what is your favorite swear word?
Shit. You can use it anywhere. It can be a moment of panic, exclamation.
It's a lot milder than I would use.
Right, yeah. Tone it down a little bit,
Yeah. Kayaking down some serious rapids. You're a little scared and excited. What question might you ask your guide prior to doing a rapid more serious than you've ever attempted?
I've always put myself in scenarios. Sometimes they're a little bit above my ability at the beginning, but if I'm kayaking, I'm gonna try and bring some humor into it, but also a serious, trying to get some education out there for the viewers and also for myself so I don't die. But I yell something like, "Hey Tuck, I know we got a great barbecue plan. Let's make sure I try and make it back there for that. Are we hitting this rapid head on, or are we going down left through it?" And try and see what he's doing as the master guide, and then try and mimic that motion too.
Okay. Well, you're rock climbing a cliff. You see a mountain goat charging your way. What do you ask your guide?
Let's find out first if it's mating season, because I'm definitely dangling in a comparable position out there. And then I'm probably going to try and figure out who's got the right of way here. And then, in these situations, are we able to traverse around, or do we hang tight and generally they kind of skittish off, or, what's the best play in that move?
Say you're really curious about our guide's personal life. How would you go about asking him about it?
Well, I've always been really good at reading people, but I was really able to hone that experience in my 2 years as a tour guide, because I had group leaders and travelers from all over the United States, a lot of Ireland, UK, and there's a very different style of people opening up and what people are really wanting to share. And I can read that on and know someone, might really not want to get into the personal family side as much, but hey, business, talking about how did you get into this business, that's great. We can really go into that. My name is Colin Wilson, and this is The Master Guide, a show about finding the best guides on the planet who have combined a passion for sport and a part of the world into an amazing guided experience, and we get to go along for the ride. Hey, thanks for joining us today on The Master Guide. It's been so much fun. I just wanted to thank Tuck Harry for such an extraordinary expedition. We'll never forget it, especially that dockside sushi, which was so good. Anyway, my name's Colin Wilson. I'll see you next week on The Master Guide.